Assalamu alaikum everyone. So here we are with second lesson of our syllabus of our course double one English language double 123. Today we are going to talk in detail about the assessments paper one regarding paper one and paper two. The objectives of this lesson are the structure. You will understand the structure of paper one, known as reading paper, structure of paper two, known as writing paper, marks and timing for each section, and skills tested under each question. Also, the assessment objectives AO1, assessment objective 1, and assessment objective 2, which you will find in the Cambridge document as well. Now, starting off with paper one structure, we know paper one is known as writing paper. The total marks are 50, and time allotted for this section is 2 hours. This paper has two compulsory sections. There is no choice in this paper. We have section A, we have section B. आपको दो text दिए जाएंगे, text A for section A, text B for section B. Text A में you have to read it and you have to address the questions. And then for text B, given in section B, you have to read the text and you have to summarize it. This question will be summary based question, and both the text A and B are included in the insert. If you have seen past papers, आपको पता होगा कि insert is given separately, question paper जो होता है separate होता है, answer sheet separately होता है. Obviously आपके साथ हर चीज share की जाएगी later on. Now for section A, we have question number 1. It is a narrative text because I have told you कि आपको text A given होगा. It is known as narrative text, and the length of this text will be around 900 words. Marks for question number 1 will be 16. यहाँ पे आपके reading skills, explicit meaning, reading skills. After reading, you have to find the implicit meaning and attitude. इनको test किया जाएगा. So you have to practice finding the explicit meaning after reading the text and finding the implicit meaning after reading the text. If some of you are still confused, what is explicit, what is implicit. So for now, just understand that ये वाली चीजें are included in section A. क्योंकि we are going to talk about each and every point I'm talking here in detail. सेपरेट उनके ऊपर लेसन्स होंगे. अगर हम एक्सप्लिसिट इम्प्लिसिट की बात करें उस पर सेपरेट लेसन होगा. अगर हम फिगरेटिव लैंग्वेज की बात करें उस पर सेपरेट लेसन होगा. सेंसरी डिटेल्स की बात करें तो उस पर सेपरेट लेसन होगा. यू नीड नॉट टू वरी. इफ यू नो यू हैव अ रफ आइडिया, इट्स फाइन. अगर आपको बिल्कुल भी आइडिया नहीं है तो इट्स कंप्लीटली ओके बिकॉज वी आर गोइंग टू प्रैक्टिस इट लेटर ऑन. Now, the types of question here will be short answer, vocabulary based question, inference. You have to infer the information from the text, the attitudes and feelings. Now we have question number 2, known as language, your writer's craft question. Marks for this part will be 9. And here they are going to test your, again, reading skill, writer's effect and influence. You have to read and you have to you have to understand what is meant by this word, why the writer has used certain tones, certain language, certain words, certain phrase. And if there is any figurative language, you must explain, like you have to explain that as well. Sometimes you have to explain a certain phrase in your own words. Sometimes you have to give some feeling and you have to give reference or from the text. When they say give detail from the text, you have to quote something from the text. So this is all about section A, question number 1 and question number 2. In total, this is of this question will be of 25 minutes. Talking about section B, question number 3A, section A, section B. Section A में question number 1, question number 2. Section B में question number 3A, 3B. Same question but different parts. Text यहाँ पे आपका होगा 550 से 600 words का. You have to write a summary of only 150 words. यहाँ पे आपके रीडिंग एंड राइटिंग वो दोनों स्किल्स को टेस्ट किया जाएगा. ओवर देयर इट वाज ओनली रीडिंग. वहाँ पे लैंग्वेज ऑब्वियसली ऐसा नहीं है कि आप बिल्कुल गलत आंसर लिख लें, लेकिन लैंग्वेज की उस तरह से सेपरेटली मार्किंग नहीं है. हियर द एग्जामिनर इज गोइंग टू ग्रेड यू लाइक कंटेंट एंड लैंग्वेज सेपरेटली. कंटेंट में आपके रीडिंग वाले ऑब्जेक्टिव्स मीट करेंगे, लैंग्वेज में आपके राइटिंग ऑब्जेक्टिव्स मीट करेंगे. दिस इज हाउ यू विल बी मार्क्ड. कि कंटेंट विल बी 10 मार्क्स, राइटिंग विल बी 20 marks, language will be again 10 marks. So total ये आपके summary के बन जाएंगे 20 marks. Reading में you have to find the explicit understanding. Explicit understanding direct आपके जो भी points दिए हैं you have to underline, you have to highlight and later on use those key points in your summary. You have to skip the unnecessary detail in the text and just write the summary of 150 words जिसमें सारी important चीजें होंगी and you're not using the irrelevant detail. That too should be in a proper structure and organization. Say we mean के paragraph तो यहाँ पे we do not need to write multiple paragraphs. One paragraph is fine. And here you must use the continuous form. Continuous form से मतलब ये है in the previous exams 2-3 साल पहले they used to ask the students to write the bullet points. After reading the text, they have to write the summarize information in bullet forms, pointers में लिखनी होती थी, but now they have asked us to write in continuous form, एक paragraph की शक्ल में लिखनी होती है. The factual details, there is no need to add your own information here. You have to be very objective while you're writing the summary. Now, when we move on to question number 3B, section B का part है 3B, 5 marks question है. Here, understand this part. यहाँ पे आपने text read कर लिया, you have the information. Now they are giving you the scenario. Okay, maybe you are a principal of a school, maybe you are a librarian, maybe you are head of committee, you are head of society. आपको एक position दे दिया, and then they have given you a scenario. Agree or disagree? In favor of this or in favor of that. So you have to choose one side. आप कहोगे yes, I agree. और उसके बाद you have to give reasoning using the information from the text. इसी तरह से if you say कि I disagree, give reasoning as well. But the information, the reasoning you are giving should be from the text. This is the summarized chart for our paper 1. Question 1, comprehension, 16 marks. This is question number 1. For question number 2, 9 marks, जिसको हम writer's craft question कहते हैं. Then we have question 3A, summary based question होता है 20 marks का. You have to just write the summary. But obviously you have been practicing summary बचपन से, but writing this summary is a little different क्योंकि यहाँ पे आपको बहुत सी चीज़ों का ध्यान रखना पड़ता है. We are going to discuss every point in detail. We are going to practice later on. You will be given feedback on your summary to skill yourself in this task. Then we have short response answer, 5 number उसके लिए है, using the same text for summary जो आपने summary के लिए use किया है. Talking about paper 2, again paper 2 is writing paper, 50 marks का होगा, 2 hours. ये criteria दोनों के लिए same है, 50 marks 2 hours. अब इसके अंदर we have 2 section A, section B. Directed writing, this is compulsory. Composition में आपके पास choice होती है, आपके पास 4 topics, आपने कोई एक choose करना है उसके अंदर. 2 descriptive होंगे, 2 narrative होंगे. आपने उसमें से descriptive लिखना चाहते हैं, if you're good enough in descriptive आप वो लिख सकते हैं, if you're good enough in narrative तो आप वो लिख सकते हो. तो आपके पास 4 में से choice है एक लिखने की. Directed writing में there is no choice. अब डायरेक्टेड राइटिंग में वी हैव सो मेनी थिंग्स. इफ यू सी, वी हैव स्पीच, वी हैव ईमेल, रिपोर्ट, लेटर में फॉर्मल इनफॉर्मल दोनों आ जाएंगे, आर्टिकल राइटिंग. अब इन सबको वी विल प्रैक्टिस, बट इन एग्जाम आपको इसमें से कुछ भी आ सकता है. सो यू शुड बी गुड इनफ इन ऑल ऑफ दीज फॉर्मेट्स. अब इसकी मार्किंग कैसी होती है? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपको 2 टेक्स्ट दिए जाएंगे, टेक्स्ट ए एंड टेक्स्ट बी. यू हैव टू रीड बोथ द टेक्स्ट एंड देन यू हैव टू गैदर इन्फॉर्मेशन, एनालाइज द इन्फॉर्मेशन. वी यूज द वर्ड डेवलप द इन्फॉर्मेशन फॉर डायरेक्टेड राइटिंग टास्क. और आपने डेवलप करनी है इन्फॉर्मेशन इनटू योर राइटिंग में भी. अगर लेटर है तो लेटर में, आर्टिकल है तो आर्टिकल में, स्पीच है तो स्पीच में. इसकी मार्क्स डिवीजन होगी. कंटेंट, फॉर कंटेंट 10 मार्क्स. कंटेंट कहाँ से आएगा? आपके रीडिंग मटेरियल में से. यू हैव द रीडिंग मटेरियल, टेक्स्ट ए, टेक्स्ट बी. आपने उसको पढ़ के जो भी कंटेंट आपने प्रेजेंट किया है दैट विल बी 10 मार्क्स. और जो आपका राइटिंग होगा जिसमें वोकैबुलरी, ग्रामर, आपके सेंटेंस टाइप्स आ जाएंगे, वो 15 मार्क्स के होंगे. Again, you have to use the information from the text and then you have to develop and evaluate the ideas. Now, the assessment objectives for writing, directed writing will be, if we talk about language, जिसको हम writing objectives कह रहे हैं, it will be graded as language, 15 marks. उसमें you have to express and experience ideas, right, which you have experienced and express the ideas. The structure will be important here. The organization of ideas, vocabulary and sentence variety, again very important. You have to work on all these. अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आपके इसमें 15 में से अच्छे marks आप attain करें, around 13 or 14. Once I have attended a workshop, Cambridge workshop, उसमें they have mentioned that they have given 15 out of 15 in language as well. तो इसका मतलब है exam, that entirely depends on examiner. If you're giving your best here, आपको 15 out of 15 भी language में मिल सकते हैं. Now for reading, जो आपके content के 10 marks हैं, उसमें you have to read the text, analyze, evaluate the ideas, and then you have to use the selective information from the text. Talking about section B, this is composition, known as composition. इसमें आपके पास 2 descriptive होंगे, 2 narrative होंगे. 350 to 450 words का आपने descriptive लिखना है अगर आप लिख रहे हैं, narrative भी same words के होंगे और इसके marks होंगे 25. Okay, now the objectives here are writing objectives only. अगर आप देखें W1, W2, W3, W5, these are writing objectives. Here they are not going to test your reading skills क्योंकि आपके पास कोई reading material नहीं है. You are using your own information, जो भी आपकी vocabulary है, जो भी आपके mind में scenario है, events हैं, वो आपके अपने develop किए हुए हैं. So here you have this liberty कि आप अपनी information यहाँ पे present कर सकते हैं. expression, organization, vocabulary, and accuracy. For descriptive writing, you have to use vivid imagery, sensory details, जिसमें sight, hearing, tactile, ये वाली सारी आपने examples use करनी है, expressions use करने हैं. You don't have to write the information straight away कि I was hurt या I was having pain, yeah, maybe my hands were trembling. You have to show that using certain examples to the reader instead कि आप straight away कोई चीज बता रहे हैं. Descriptive में you have to give impressions, you have to show the reader. Maintain descriptive focus, and here your focus should be on description of atmosphere, place, and person rather than narrating the events. This is the clear difference between narrative and descriptive. कि narrative में you are narrating the events, flow of events होंगे, climax होगा, problem होगा, resolution होगा. Either you have to focus on the description. For narrative, tell a story, flow of events. You have developed the characters, there's a conflict, there's a climax, and you're working on the resolution. Show emotions and action here. And somewhere our dialogues we use करते हैं, 1 or 2 effective dialogues are also important in narrative. So now, if we summarize today's lesson, I hope you have understood the structure of paper 1, structure of paper 2, and what do we mean by AOs, assessment objectives, R1, R2, W1, W2. अब आपको अगर कोई बात करता है W1, W2 या R1, R2, you should know कि ये आपकी Cambridge requirements है. Reading objectives, writing objectives. आपसे क्या expect किया जा रहा है. We're talking about the homework. And if you feel anywhere that something is not clear, you're free to ask. And you are more than welcome to ask questions. We will first resolve the queries and then we will move on to the next lesson. The details of each part, each component. For homework, I want you to put forward the document that what you already know. Because many of you maybe you're well aware कि explicit या implicit क्या होते हैं, या maybe आपको objectives का पता हो, maybe you know about descriptive language. What you already know, but one thing that still confuses you, आपकी confusions क्या है, please note it down and share with me so that we first resolve the queries and then we move on. And one question you have about the exam. कई दफा ऐसा होता है कि you know everything, paper structure आपको पता होता है, लेकिन you still have some queries, you still have some doubts, questions होते हैं जिनको आप चाह रहे होते हैं कि पहले मैं address करूं और फिर मैं तैयारी शुरू करूं. So please note it down, all these 3 points share with me, and then you have to move on to lesson number 3, जिसमें हम paper 1 के बारे में detail में बात करेंगे. And before we actually see the actual paper, जो paper 1 है हमारा, we will go step by step. हम सबसे पहले उसमें explicit और implicit को understand करेंगे. Lesson 3 will be based on that. और उसके बाद we will move towards comprehension. फिर summary पे अलग task करेंगे. And then I will be showing you a marking scheme. There will be one lesson on that. Marking scheme को हम detail में discuss करेंगे. And then there will be one task, complete task for you, which you are going to attempt, ताकि आप evaluate कर सको कि how much you have understood. Please let me know if you are still having confusions anywhere, and we are going to resolve those queries first and then move on. Thank you so much. See you in the next lesson.